It's almost Keanu Reeves sort of. Yeah, man. Dude, and if you look anything, even like the slightest bit like Keanu Reeves, that is the best compliment you could ever get. Nice. And it's reminiscent of the Bill and Ted era, if like that kind of shaggy, the young Keanu. Really buttering him up. What do I want today? Jesus. Yep, all slicked back. Yep. All right. I got. Oh, we don't really have anything. My life's a lot easier these days because I don't have to worry about making the titles. It's, all I have to do is find a picture and find a title to the overall show. But yeah, just the V for Vendetta works. I just went remember, remember, and that's the only text I needed. I did a few things like on the AI. I was like, I just started with V for Vendetta, and it kept giving me shit that like it's the free AI stuff, so it's really not very good. So like digits were all fucked up. The vendetta in itself, whenever it tried to spell out vendetta in the background, it would spell it wrong, even though I've got vendetta in the fucking term, the thing, it still spells it wrong. Vendetta. So then I just started going like USA, like V for Vendetta still in there, but after I just got USA, American flag, Trump, just any term like that to try and give me something. It didn't give me anything good, so I just went back to V for Vendetta and you know, or I think V for Vendetta and America or something like that. Yeah, I'm thinking for anything that's not a real life event, like something like Gaza or something like you know, where it's a war or something where you get real vivid imagery coming from real life, I'll still use that. Or like if it's just all about Trump, it's easy just to grab a picture of Trump. But anything like this where it's a bit more, because I didn't want to just go and steal a poster from V from Vendetta. Like, so I figured I may as well do the AI version. That way, legally, we're okay. You can't get us in trouble. If anyone's going to get in trouble, it's the AI program for stealing the content, not us. So, exactly. So that's that. That's that plan. We're like almost 10 minutes over. You got to get here earlier. I don't want to harp on you or anything, but yeah, like even if it's just 5 minutes, just so we're in a couple minutes before the show's supposed to start. Yeah, it never happens. It's it's always one or the other too. Like either Christy will be on time and you're always like a minute or so late, or it's the other way around where you'll randomly be early and then Christy's the one that's late. It's never both at the same time either. Are you going to talk about this Christy situation? No. Yeah, we are live, but you're not live. Like your audio shouldn't be, and my audio shouldn't be coming through. You heard my audio? Well, that's no good. Hello, everybody. Now it's the other way. It's the opposite to what happened last show, where they could hear you, but they couldn't hear me talking to you guys. Whereas now it's the other way around. They can hear me, but they can't hear you talking back. Oh well, yeah, I'll fix that.
I can see a cool thing now. All right. Hello, and welcome to the League of Extraordinary Atheists. No, wait, we're still humanists now. For Godless sake. I'm your host, Mac or Gray Skeptic, and I am not joined by our wonderful, beautiful co host, Christy Santiago, tonight. She is out for a little while. But I do have the man behind the curtain himself or underneath the desk. My turn this week. We have Nacho Witness, our producer, down under, down low, down under, and low. So thank you all for coming tonight. We have a fun little show for you. Lots of fun things to talk about. The entire show tonight, in the honor of fun and everything that's going on in our country, is actually how to talk to your cat about gun safety. That's what the entire show is going to be about tonight. It's very important. It's not only gun safety; it's abstinence, drugs, Satanism, and other dangers that threaten their 9 lives. So, if you're not up to date on this book, we're going to be doing a strict read through. That was the topic, right, tonight? Gotcha. The voice in my head is telling me no, that wasn't it. Okay, well, Plan B. It's a celebration tonight because the Democrats fucking cleaned house during the special elections yesterday on December the 4th, making this December the 5th one to remember. So, yeah, there's so many fun things to talk about. First off, Zoran Mamdani. Now, see, I can't fucking say it. I'm as bad as fucking Cuomo. He cleaned house. He got 51% of the vote in New York City to become their new mayor, which was, I mean, that's a landslide. Because if I remember right, it was 32% that Cuomo got and 18% that the other guy running got. So even if Cuomo had got the other guy to step out of the race, Zoran most likely would have won anyways because he got a full 50% of the vote. Also, he passed the 1 million person voter threshold, which is the first time this happened in New York City for a mayor race since 1969. So, as our title shows down here, this new Red Scare isn't quite working. That doesn't matter, though. Don't worry. MAGA World is still doing their damnedest to make sure that everyone is afraid of the commies and the socialists and the atheists and also the immigrants and brown people and darker people and women who are independent. They're all socialists and evil. So be on the lookout for a Democrat near you. And they're coming. There were a lot of wins that happened last night. Thought I'd pull some out of my butt here. Let's go to Politico. Okay. As far as Politico goes, Democrats didn't just rebound; they dominated last night. They're saying that it feels more like 2017 again. That's when AOC won. Excuse me. All across the countries, Democrats won big, from the marquee races down to the down ballot contests. Counties that had shifted right a few years veered back to the left, and the suburbs that powered Democrats' massive wins in the first Trump administration came roaring back. Exit polls even showed Democrats improved their margins with non-college educated voters, which is great. I don't want to read the whole thing. Scooting down. Oh, Abigail Spanberger and Mike Shrill. I think I said that right. Mikey Shrill cruised to double-digit victories in Virginia and New Jersey. Two Georgia Democrats flipped seats on the state's Public Service Commission. The first non-federal state wins for a Democrat in nearly 2 decades in that state. Democrats flipped a pair of Republican-held state Senate seats in Mississippi, cracking the GOP supermajority in a deep red state. And a successful California ballot measure delivered 5 additional seats for the party's House margins ahead of the 2026 midterms, offsetting Texas's redistricting push. Let's see down here. Have you seen the White House or Trump is claiming it was fraud because Donnie's name was on the ballot twice, apparently? Okay. Yeah, I did not see that, actually. I did see him in a very mellow state because he was not happy with the results. He said it was not a good night for Republicans, and then he's like, it wasn't a good night for I don't think it was a good night for anyone. Coping and seething all the way. Yeah, from everything that I saw, the wins were outlandish. Voters came out in record numbers. I'm trying to find some examples here. I saw some really awesome graphs and stats earlier today, but I think the ones that I screenshotted, I couldn't see super duper well. Abigail Spanberger won 57.5% of the vote. Again, Mikey Sherrill won 55%. Zoran Mondami won 52%. And beat the shit out of Andrew Cuomo. And the California Prop 50, that's the redistricting dealio, so they can gerrymander, so they can offset the redistricting, the gerrymandering in Texas and other states. That passed with 64%. So that's basically a mandate to be like, yeah, fuck the Republicans. Detroit Mayor Mary Sheffield, she was the projected winner. I haven't seen if that has come through yet. And then Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. So a lot of wins, and those wins are incredibly important. Oh, in Virginia, Virgil Thornton beat the Republican in Virginia. And 13th flip of the night to Democrats in the VA House. And yeah, they won by a lot. Exit polling. This is one that I really wanted to share with you guys. So exit polling for young men 18 to 29 in Virginia, New Jersey, and NYC. For Spanberger, plus 14. Sherrill, plus 10, and Mamdani, 40, plus 40 points. So we are making some ground over here. Let me tell you. I just wish we had more elections sooner. But this is hopefully a tale of what's going to be happening in the next couple of years. And hopefully we're going to get a little more fight in the time being. Having the new mayor, Mamdani, this is really going to help Democrats if they let it help Democrats, because the Democratic Party, especially Schumer, they've been trying to push Zoran away because they do not want a candidate that's this left and promising free shit. Not free, but from your taxes. Just trying to show you what your country can do for you instead of what you can do for your country, more or less. When you pay taxes, you are investing in your country to take care of you, to build infrastructure that takes care of you and your family and your loved ones, not so that you can invest in the bank of our country and that bank can go make investments in private companies that it deems worthy enough for investment and that it thinks that it'll be good for profit. That's not why we pay taxes. We want healthcare. We want busing in cities, right? Excuse me. So just at the top of the talk here, that was really fantastic. So to wake up to these results today on the 5th of November, excuse me. As you know, we love that holiday here on the show. It was fantastic news. So this is a really, really cool 5th of November for me. I love it. Okay. Let me check my list here. We have, oh my goodness, so much to fucking talk about. Kat Abu Ghazales. I wanted to mention here that Kat was charged with a felony. If you don't know who Kat is, she is running for Congress out in Illinois. I think in Chicago district. So she has been out in Chicago on the ground protesting ICE at the, I can't remember off the top of my head which facility is starts with a B. And she's been thrown on her ass like at least 3 times by ICE. I think she was almost struck by a car. Like she was blocking a car and they kept revving up the engine to like threaten to hit her. And there's been other things too, like they've like just pushed her down and dragged her out. And on top of all of that, and with that vehicle situation that I had mentioned, a few days later, they came out and indicted Kat for blocking a vehicle, an official ICE vehicle. And in the indictment, it says something to the extent of Kat and co-conspirators were standing in front of the vehicle, blocking its way so it couldn't get to where it needed to, and the driver had to drive extremely slow so that he didn't hit them. And they're calling that a felony. So that is what we call a political hit job. And it was sort of peaceful protest. They didn't attack the vehicle. They were just protesting and blocking traffic, as that happens in protests. And it was fucking annoying. So they are lashing back with not just lawsuit, like with criminal charges. And there's no way this is going to hold up in court, especially with all the other bullshit that they've been pulling ICE in general. I mean, if you get to a judge with some common sense and who isn't completely corrupt, she should have nothing to worry about. But she is working with Legal Eagle now. Excuse me. They picked up her case, so she's got some really good representation. The left has the left's back, it seems, this time around. So if you guys have not checked out Kat Abu Gonzalez's channel, I think it's Kat M. Kat M. Gal. Shoot, now I gotta look it up. Trying to remember her handle. Oh no, it's Kat M Abu. That's what it is on YouTube. I don't need to look it up anymore. I got it. I remembered it. Yeah, look her up on YouTube. And if you haven't donated to her campaign, and you can, even $3, she likes to ask for small donations to show us grassroots. And that's what we should be doing anyways. But probably about all most of us can afford anyways is about $3. But that helps with the campaign and also with defense right now, legal defense. So please check out her channel and the links attached to it to help them out. She's helping us, we're helping her. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. No, I'm going to come back to that one. Really fun arguments are happening on the right now in Magaland, because there's a split, right, in MAGA world. Almost all of the Republican Party, if you're still in the Republican Party, you are of the MAGA realm. And that MAGA realm, that MAGA party, is a little bit split in two right now. And I would like to call it a couple of different things, but to make it easy to visualize, first, we're going to say half of it is Ben Shapiro's MAGA party. A little tiny bit more logical, pretty warmongery, hyper-capitalist, and definitely just loves to red scare about the left and anyone who's not conservative, basically. So then the other side is this weird little dude named Nick Fuentes' half of the party. And this guy is also warmongery, but is against the war in Israel. He's just down with like fucking up Venezuela and Greenland. Then he is super racist. Ben Shapiro's a little less racist. Like they like to pretend they're not racist. They just like to shit on black people. But the Fuentes side of the party will shit on all races that aren't white. And Fuentes' party doesn't like the war in Gaza because the Jews are bad. And as long as you understand that the Jews are bad, you'll understand a lot more about that side of the Republican Party. He's definitely part of like the Jewish space lasers kind of wing of the party, kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene was, and now is kind of coming out of. I don't even know if you can really call her Republican anymore. She's a disenfranchised Republican now, leaning towards independent, I would bet. Still a shitty person, but it looks like the shitty person is trying to be less shitty. So, okay, I forget all the things I said about Ben Shapiro's side of the party, but the Nick Fuentes side is, we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. The Hitler's based side of the party. And the Ben Shapiro side of the party is Hitler's not based. He killed a bunch of the Jews. And Nick Fuentes is trying to make the case. It's like, I mean, if he did, it's probably fine, but he probably didn't. We don't know any of that. Side of the party, which is, to be clear, absolutely ludicrous and disgusting, right? Hitler did kill millions of Jews and is, in fact, not based. So to be clear, we are here on Stay Humanist, anti-Hitler. And for that being said, also anti-fascist, because Hitler was fascist. And to be anti-fascist is to be against fascism, which is authoritarian and right-wing in nature. And we are neither of those things. And we're fairly anti those things. And to tone it down just a little bit from that extremist rhetoric that I am now spewing, notice that I'm not sure if Christy is as well. I think she's about on the same page as I am, but I'm also fairly anti-Christian or anti-theist, more directly. Anti-Christian only in some ways. So anti-theist is really the word that I like to use. I'm fine with Christians doing their thing, right? As Jesus says, pray in private, in the privacy of your own home, pray in a closet, right? Like, practice your way privately. Like, I think freedom of religion and freedom from religion go hand in hand. You need that, right? I think that the belief in a theistic God, a God that gives a shit about you, in case you didn't know the difference, is not a good belief to have if it's not true. Because if you come to realize that an afterlife with a God that loves you is not true, then, and I've explained this multiple times on the channel in more depth, and on mine, then you have that grief to work through all over again, of everyone that you've lost, that you've convinced yourself, or others have convinced you, society or your religion has convinced you that you will see again. Then you have to go back through all of that pain and turmoil, the 5 stages of grief, because you just lost everyone again. And it's a fucking shock to the system, so much so that most people can't bear to go through it, so they don't. You'll never get through that disbelief phase of the grieving process. And it's not healthy, because you're not actually learning to utilize tools that you need for grief, because you can ignore it. It's not real. You're not actually losing anything. I think it's a very detrimental part of religion to believe in an afterlife when there's no good evidence for it, right? I think it's fine to hope for it. I think it's fine to want it, but to really believe in it, it's very hurtful if it's not true, and you come to realize that. And the older you get and you realize that, the more time you have to heal from when you come to that realization. So that, amongst other things, the cult-like mentalities of religion, and a bunch of the lies and the racism and everything that kind of tends to come out of it, I am anti-theist. But at the same time, I still want the freedom of religion. Just don't fucking push it on others, right? I'm not in favor of thought crimes. It's another reason why I'm against religion. So you have to kind of square that circle. And there's easy ways to do that, so you're not actually squaring a circle. False hope is a false belief that is that the impossible is possible. Yeah, exactly, Smitty. If Christianity is real and people will burn in hell, praying in private is stupid. Sure, it can be stupid, but also people should be free to do it. But Jesus was pretty insular and only wanted to convert his kind, not an evangelist. Fair enough. I don't even hope for. Well, again, I'm not in favor of thought crimes or even just like telling people exactly what to think, right? Like, people are going to have their own thoughts and beliefs, and we're never going to beat all of them. It's just the thought of an afterlife or a theistic God that has doctrine like the Bible. That's where I got to step off and actually actively have to fight against it. And that's pretty much where I stand. There, that's that. I need a drink. I need a stronger drink than my liquid IV. All right. Oh, yeah. I just went on a tangent of I'm anti-theist and anti-fascist. So yeah, right now that's the Republican Party is there's two halves. One half is like, Hitler, is it okay to say Hitler's cool? Because Hitler's pretty cool. And then the other side is like, it's not okay to say Hitler's cool. That's like the main fucking disagreement in the Republican Party right now. It could be, how are we going to solve this healthcare? Like, we've busted Obamacare's nuts so hard this last like 15 years. Let's fraction off here, go half and half, and argue on how our party is going to fix Obamacare. But no, they've chosen the route of, is Hitler based or not? And as gross as it is pretty funny. It's pretty fucking hilarious. It makes for a lot of fun time that can be had making fun of the Republican Party because they're so goddamn dumb that this is where they're at. And we don't really need to take them too seriously, because as dangerous and evil as they are, they're still pretty fucking dumb. And there's a little bit of solace in that. And also all those Democratic wins yesterday. Not that I like the Democratic Party, but there were some pretty lefty candidates that came up out of that, potentially fixing the face of the Democratic Party. We shall see, because the Democratic Party never loves to give credit to the left. But right now, the left is talking about city-run grocery stores, healthcare that is paid by taxes, and good infrastructure that's paid by tax money, and maybe fucking with landlords and billionaires. And again, MAGA is debating on whether or not Hitler is based. And MAGA is also on both sides pro-Israel, pro-genocide. As of the last 24 hours, I really don't think the voter base is with the Republican Party right now. So that's sad for them. It's many city-run grocery stores literally stolen. Let's see. Smitty, what am I congratulating you and thanking you for. What did I miss? All right. Smitty is the only one currently in here, keeping me entertained. Nacha is not giving me enough messages for me to read his funny stuff down below. What? Let's see. Oh, shit. And do I need to get to that yet? Yeah, I think I do. Okay. Kirk Vance romance. I love that. I love the way I typed it. Okay. What's her face? I'm sorry, guys. Erica? Is it Erica Kirk? Erica Kirk. I got it. I did it. Okay. Oh man. So Erica Kirk seems to be getting over her husband too well recently. Excuse me. Did y'all see that hug? Fingers in hair. Pretty happening. Whole internet's broken talking about it. And everyone's saying that Vice President Vance's wife should fucking look out, because this widow's on a warpath to her husband's couch. If you know what I mean. The dude fucks couches. So if she can just get on top of one, that marriage is over. Yeah, everyone's going nuts on their body language, things that Erica said, like, what was it? No one could ever replace my husband, but Vance reminds me a lot of my husband, which is what a fucking thing to say. He's the vice president. You're a grieving widow, allegedly, and oh Lord, not body language analysis, Smitty. Oh my goodness, it is quite a trendy new pseudoscience. But yeah, this has been quite the trip. I guess I'm just kind of reacting to it. I need to get my stuff together so I can show you guys stuff here on the stream. That way I can react to it better. But let me see. I don't even know how to screen share on this, but that's okay. We'll do it another time, because this story ain't going nowhere. Just like that romance. It's fantastic. If you guys haven't seen the pictures, do yourself a favor, check them out. They're getting it on, like Donkey Kong. All right. Yeah. So that's all the fun stuff happening over here in our neck of the woods. Over in Gaza, shit's been happening over there. There's been a ceasefire that no one has violated even one time. If you live under a rock. Let's see. Did Israel break the ceasefire 2025? Oh, no, that was old. March 18th ceasefire. Yep. Surprise attacks on Gaza. 8 days ago. BBC. Israel strikes kill 104. Health ministry says after Hamas accused of killing a soldier. So they just bombed more civilians. The Israeli military said it struck dozens of terror targets and terrorists in response to violations by Hamas of the U.S. brokered ceasefire. Israel's defense minister accused Hamas of an attack on Gaza that killed an Israeli soldier and breaching the terms of returning deceased hostages' bodies. Hamas said it had no connection to the attack, and Israel was trying to undermine the deal. A couple things to note that are really important here is one, Hamas said that they had nothing to do with the attacks. It was very likely ISIS or ISIS affiliates, and also not returning deceased hostages' bodies. I just got to mention this. When you don't allow excavation tools, equipment, vehicles to come in to help excavate all the rubble that you've dropped on Gazan civilians and your own goddamn hostages, it makes it really hard for them to find bodies under rubble. So you can't really use that excuse at all. Also, it's fine now after Israel has broken the ceasefire multiple times. Excuse me. They have said it's fine now. We're done. We're back. The ceasefire is back on. We're good. No worries. Ceasefire is back on. Everything's fine. If we suspect they fucked with us again, we're gonna bomb more civilians. A lot. But then we'll say that again, we're good. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. The Israeli Defense Forces, the IDF, on Wednesday morning, last Wednesday, said that it had begun the renewed enforcement of the ceasefire after carrying out a series of strikes on what it described as dozens of targets and terrorists, including at least 30 commanders of armed groups. I'll believe it when I see it. The IDF will continue to uphold the ceasefire agreement and will respond firmly to any violation of it. Just say they did it. Yeah. It's just this over and over again. And look, you could be fair and ask, well, what if Hamas really did attack them? Or what if they really were just defending themselves? But you have to look at history and see the tens to hundreds of times that Israel has broken a ceasefire agreement over and over and over and over, and then also over again. Happens on the almost daily. Just these last couple of years, but also beforehand. There was a ceasefire going on October 6th, and Hamas broke at that time, right after that. But I'm sure nothing triggered that whatsoever. Abraham Accords. Which would make it Trump's fault. But I didn't even say that. So I do live under a rock. Oh God, that was funny. Quite specifically. Smitty, that was good. Have you been sitting on that one for a while? That was a good pun. This time I need it. Well, with that, Smitty, just to give you another Middle Eastern fact, everyone. Did you know that in Iran, they are deathly afraid of spiders? Iraq, no phobia. Go figure. All right, everyone. Without my trusty co-host adding a lot more commentary to our show tonight, I think I'm about done. So that is me warning Nacha. Thank you all for joining us. I will try to be here again next week. I'll also try to upload a few more shorts excuse me, in the coming week. I might just upload them to the Gray Skeptic channel for now. That way we can find a good standard way to do it over here on Stay Humanist. I think that'd be good. But for now, Smitty, Nacha, and the rest of y'all, stay humanist for godless sake.